welcome to the new episode. We are on our way to jiu-jitsu class, and we just got back from Las Vegas last night. So we got home around 1:15 or so. Got some good rest, woke up, did a few orders, just finished the podcast, and then we're on our way to go train. And talked about it in a couple previous episodes about video games. It's kind of been on my mind recently just because I'm starting to see some similarities between, jiu-jitsu, video games, and trying to find balance in between all of that, because depending on how serious you are on your, say whatever you're doing, say you're an artist, you're a construction worker, you're going to school, the goal is to do a good job, right? And you want to make sure you're doing the best that you can and, improving. And with video games, that's one of the things that, you want to do. You want to improve, you want to rank up, you want to be able to do things that the other people aren't doing. So what I really want to talk about is having like kind of a healthy mindset towards these things. Especially if you're trying to get good at one thing, maybe you're adding a lot of pressure on yourself, adding all these expectations on what you should do or what you should have by now, and you're looking over your shoulder, and these people have what you want, but you're not there yet, and it's taking you a while to get there. And some things that's helped me is just taking things one step at a time. I know that sounds cliche or corny, but it really helps get the things that you need to get done first. Prioritizing, say if it's, you got chores you need to do, getting those done before you play your video games, or if you're going to school, make sure your homework and your assignments are done. Maybe get ahead of your assignments and get, so you could have some more time down the line. Now, first things first is something that I learned from Faraz Sahabi. Faraz Sahabi is used to be George St. Pierre's MMA coach. He also has a jiu-jitsu and wrestling kind of program at TriStar Gym. He read the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he also shared some of the advice. So I also advise, if you're struggling with those things, to look up some videos on YouTube, help you out. But those things won't solve all the problems. You got to kind of be the one holding the control, if that makes sense. You got to be the one directing the energy where you need it to be. And for me, at least, it's pretty obvious on what I need to work on. There's not a lot of questioning on myself, like, oh, should I do this, or is there like a hidden meaning somewhere? Now, usually, like when I caught myself in some slumps or some places where I felt like I really shouldn't be in. Say if it's like I'm dealing with my weight. Like I used to struggle with my weight a lot, and I kind of just like built up all of these excuses on why I don't have time to go to the gym, and the gym's like, why should I go? Until I really started going to the gym, pushing myself. And it sucked. It definitely sucked in the beginning because all my friends were stronger than me. I was kind of like the one holding. I wasn't in my mind. I was like, oh man, like they had to lower the weight for me, and it was uncomfortable because I wasn't good at it. When you start something, you're not going to be good at it right away. So I'm like, I don't know. I kind of had this weird perspective on the gym and my diet. I really didn't take anything serious until I really started paying attention to my habits and the things I was doing. Like I wasn't taking care of what taking care of my body. I was just eating whatever. I'd just be eating like Nutella sandwiches and chips and soda, and I really didn't think about it. And then I kind of would like look down. I'm like, man, getting kind of fat, and I don't know. I would push everything, all the responsibilities away, and I already knew what I needed to do. I needed to go work out. I needed to eat less, but I didn't do it. And just ignoring those things and seeing the end result, it's like, okay, obviously if you're not eating well, you're going to be out of shape. And it's way easier said than done. It took me a long time to lose the weight. It took me a long time to build the confidence just to go to the gym and make that a routine. I was very insecure, very self-conscious, kind of worried about what other people would think. And after a while, after just going to the gym, it's like, bro, like everybody going into the gym, it's like they're there for one thing, is to improve themselves. They want to be better than they are. And that's, there's really no end goal. I mean, it depends if you're like trying to go pro or something, you're trying to compete, different story. But there's really no end goal when it comes to improving and to better oneself. Like, there's really no perfect example of a perfect human. Everybody has flaws and mistakes, and things that they need to work on and needs time and attention towards. But the big mental shift was actually doing it for me. I really had to take some action, and once I started taking some action, bro, you start building some momentum. And once you build some momentum, you kind of have some confidence in yourself to be able to make changes. And changes are part of it. You constantly have to innovate and improve. But if you have the confidence in yourself to change and to react in a way that's going to help you, then I feel like you're good. You're doing the right thing, and you could motivate others to do that as well. Maybe you're in a family, or maybe you're in a friend group where you feel like, man, I really want to try something. I want to get out of my comfort zone, and you feel like other people will maybe like think of you in a certain way or anything. But it's just like, from my experience, bro, it's just like all in my head, and it was just like, it was just like I was the one stopping myself instead of the other way around. And just if you guys are in that state, but find people who are like-minded. And I've mentioned this before, but if you guys don't have people that are like-minded, bro, you have YouTube. You got to type in whatever you want, and if you find people inspiring or they're leading by example, you could kind of just absorb the information there and be able to spend time with them, if that makes sense. Like I remember like using YouTube as a tool. Like, it definitely, you could cater your algorithm to whatever needs you need. Like, if it's fitness, like if you're trying to go to the gym, you don't know what to do, you don't know what exercises to do, the algorithm, if you keep on searching stuff, fitness related content, gym content, that's when it's gonna give you, it'll spoon feed you. And you have to realize, like, hey man, I gotta feed myself sometimes. I can't be fed all the time. But it has some good information there. So say if you're like in a spot where you don't want to be, just look at the videos that you watch. Look at where your time's being spent, where your attention's being captivated. If it's in places where you feel like it's not serving you the best, maybe make a new channel. That's something I've done, and I did that with FIFA, honestly, and that was something that I felt like I wasn't spending my time wisely, but all my content was surrounded around this video game. This FIFA FC 24. It was all pack openings, ultimate teams, stuff like that. And when I opened my phone, that was the first thing that reminded me of. So if you'd really want to get a different change of scenery, making a new channel, or unsubscribing to the people you don't even watch, there's no point. Because the most valuable asset we have, a lot of people say it's attention, but I think it's a lot of people say it's time, but I think it's attention, because whatever has your attention, that's what you're paying towards. Like, even if you're watching this video right now, your attention is being spent here, and I really appreciate it. There's really nothing more than you could give me. There's monetary value, there's time, but having attention is something that is really underappreciated. And I think I do want to have some sense of value, guys, when you guys watch the channel, or feel like maybe you're in the same situation I am, and maybe you could figure something out. But it's a very interesting thing about video games and training and getting better. And they're also gonna be negative side effects to getting better, if that makes sense. Like, at least on the pursuit to get better. Like, you're neglecting everything else. You're hyper focused. You're not even focusing on your health. You're not getting enough sleep. You just want to get better. And there's a difference between passion and obsession. And it's kind of like finding a balance in between of obsession and having a passion towards this thing. Because, bro, it gets freaking sticky out here, bro. It's like, man, am I obsessing too much? Am I hyper fixated? Am I in the right mental mind space? Those are the questions I have to ask myself. And when I'm not, and when I feel like jaded, or I feel like I'm not fully myself, kind of still having that patience within myself. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get things back in order. We're gonna bounce back on track. But you kind of don't want to be a broken record. You kind of don't want to be doing the same thing and saying you'll hop back on. Because, I mean, you know how it goes, man. Oh, my diet, I'll start on Monday. It's that inner dialogue that's really important, and you kind of gotta block out whatever's not serving you well, if that makes sense. But we're on our way to go train, 10 minutes out. Feeling pretty good. Feel like my mind is pretty clear right now. Had some good rest and good sleep, and really focused on the things we got to get done. Also got to work today, so we're going to be doing some DoorDash orders and stuff, and then sending out my resume to some people. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, it's just part of the journey, man. Trying to enjoy it the best as I can. Let's go. All right, boys, we out of here. I apologize for not having, too crazy. Not having. The hell am I trying to say right now? I apologize for not having some super high intensity training. Still gonna try to take care of my body as much as I can, especially after Vegas. Definitely feel some aches and pains when it comes to my body. So we're gonna ice up, chill, probably watch some YouTube, maybe like a Sam Sulek video, or maybe some jiu-jitsu. As soon as we rest up, we'll eat, and then we'll get to work. So hopefully we could work around as much as we can. We'll see how it is. We'll try to work as much as we can today, and head to the gym probably around 8 p.m. So that's usually that's kind of been the schedule right now. Kind of training in the morning, get back, eat our first meal, and then get ready to work, and then from there we just work out, do some cardio. But just want to keep it short and sweet on the drive home. Just gonna enjoy some music, and really want some Chipotle. Chipotle sounds like the move. That or some Panda Express. But we will see. We will see. Picking up a few orders here. Double pickup, double drop off. And we're going to be working in the night, man. So let's see what we talk about right now. I've been on the search for a job. Seen a couple that don't look too bad. We'll see how that goes. Trying to make sure it's still a flexible schedule when it comes to training in jiu-jitsu. Let me know in the comments if you guys have found a nice routine balancing work and jiu-jitsu. I think, with school, it was a lot easier. Trained in the evening, just stuck to that regardless. But now my schedules might be a little different. I have to find a nice little routine around it, and we'll see. Like I said, still searching, bro. Still searching. So there's a karate spot right here. Interesting. I did karate when I was younger, dude. Kind of glad I didn't stick to it. I don't know. I just felt like karate's, especially now, has been getting kind of a bad rap for, being watered down and such. But don't get it twisted, man. Lyoto Machida and George St. Pierre both have a karate background. They have a little different. I think GSP was like, I don't want to mess up the name. It starts with a K. Kyokushin karate. And then Lyoto Machida had like a different. It was a different style of karate rather than the traditional karate that we know today. Is like a lot of point sparring, not a lot of hitting, and it's probably for the best. I mean, boxers get a lot of brain injuries, getting knocked down, getting knocked out. Like, bro, that sucks. Like, all that repeated trauma to the head is just definitely not good for the brain. So I see why, it caters towards like the younger kids, learning some self-defense and stuff. But translating to, I don't know, like MMA, I feel like Muay Thai, boxing definitely is a better route when it comes to stand-up. But I don't know. I just saw a karate spot right now. But yeah, did it. And then I remember telling my mom, like, I just, like, all of a sudden, I just did not want to go anymore. I was not in it. I don't know why. And I would just find excuses not to do it. Like, oh, mom, my stomach hurts. I can't go, or stuff like that. I'm like, and then I ended up just not going, which is, I don't know. It would have been interesting how things would have turned out. Your boy was freaking Ryu, but now we're picking up this jiu-jitsu thing. So we'll see how it goes, man. Dropping off these orders. Doesn't seem like it's too busy tonight when it comes to people walking around. Usually I could kind of tell if it's gonna be a good night or not, depending on how busy the streets are looking. But right now it's looking pretty empty. I kind of play the western. Wow. I don't know. Yeah, my bad, guys. Let's go. Ooh, shoulder. Let's go, man. Let's freaking go. Wrapping it up here at the gym. 30 minutes. Dues paid.
There, the gathering started.
Antonio M says, leave a door. 10.
Led to figuring out, hey, we could actually grow certain things, and gardens turned into crops, turned into intensive crops, and then people were allowed to gather in bigger groups and survive in a single area. They didn't have to roam around anymore, and that's where we get the first sedentary communities, which means they stayed in the same place all year long. For the vast majority of
just a normal night. Mayan, Aztec, Inca, Lex Friedman pod, and DoorDash. It's pretty late. Just finish up the gym, listening to this podcast. What I've noticed is sometimes I get hooked from clips. I'll see a reel, seems interesting, talk about the topics. Now I'm listening to the pod, so I'm gonna start doing that same method. That's all, folks. Really need to get some new glasses, bro. But that's it. wrapping up the night. Did some DoorDash for a few hours. Now we're going to go home, cook some ground beef, some white rice, and then head to bed. Thank you guys for watching yet another episode. Like, subscribe, and check out all the other videos we have below. We post daily vlogs out here, man. Daily vlogs, bro. Daily vlogs. We do it. We do it, man. Now, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys. We out.